YouTube, we live, nigga. Instagram, we finna be live, nigga. Let me get my mic to where everything I say gets heard. And mind you, you gonna do some bullshit? Okay, for sure. Just remember, stay close to the mic. Recording into the fucking MacBook, cause my card ain't working. I'm fucking shook. I really pray this fucking roadcaster not fucked off. And here we go. And then there was bass. Good evening, motherfuckers and motherfuckers. This is your host, Yung Dolemite, of the Too Much Gang podcast, live from the Boom Boom Room. Once again, thank everybody for showing up to this motherfucker. Nigga low-key nervous right now. I'm recording a little bit late tonight. Nigga having a little bit of technical difficulties and shit. I went to check my mixer. The fucking memory card in that motherfucker was jammed into it. I'm like, what the fuck, dog? Like, this a pretty expensive mixer, homie. You know, but motherfucking moves gotta get made. Luckily, the motherfucker's still operational. I'm just hoping that I'm still gonna be able to record to the motherfucker on some real shit. Like, that's my real fear in the whole shit. Like, still being able to record. Because like usually the memory card is a lot more efficient. You know, I'm at the mercy of my internet connection and the processing speed of my laptop when I'm not able to record directly into the mixer. Like, the Rodecaster is dope as fuck in that you can record that motherfucker straight to the card, and you know that the audio that you put into the microphone is the audio that you're gonna be able to upload. So if I don't have that, I'm gonna be, you know, I'm gonna have to upgrade my motherfucking laptop or buy a whole new mixer, and I'm hoping I don't have to do that. I think what happened was somehow my card got ejected, and my son seen that it was ejected. And you know, just being a good Samaritan, he tried to put the motherfucker back in for me and jam that bitch in the wrong way. So, you know, hopefully he didn't fuck the whole thing up, because if so, that's gonna be an expensive problem for me. But you know, y'all already know everything is speed bump, ain't nothing a roadblock. So, you know, a nigga gonna get past anything. You know, I had a little situation the other day where a motherfucker thought that they had banned my podcast page. But what had happened was, I guess it was some post that I posted not too long ago, or, you know, sometime in the past, basically, that had got reported. And, you know, Instagram did what Instagram do, the whole little warning of, oh, you know, this fucking post goes against our community standards, and you gotta acknowledge the little shit and press OK. Like, if you don't find that shit and press OK on the motherfucker, it won't allow you to access your fucking Instagram no more. Like, I was unable to be on Instagram all day. Like, I couldn't promote none of the podcasts that I've been on. Like, you know, shout out to, you know, the Rosy Perspective podcast. Shout out to, you know, Ultimate Black Man podcast. Shout out to the Q Chat podcast. And of course, the Rosy Perspective, since y'all didn't hear that shit the first time, they get even more air horns and applause. You know, shout out to all the podcasts that had me on as a guest. You know, I greatly appreciate the opportunity that y'all gave me to come on to y'all platforms and, you know, kick that shit that I be kicking. I'm gonna have all y'all on my show at a certain point when I figure out how to get all my shit down. Probably do it over StreamYard or something. But anyway, today I want to talk about setting the tone. In any situation in life, any situation in politics, business, employment, You know, any relationships that you go into, you gotta set the tone in a lot of shit. Like you gotta let motherfuckers know what you about. Let motherfuckers know what you expect. You know, and I think that's what I want to discuss. I want to start out by saying happy birthday to Kobe Bryant, the Black Mamba. You know, happy belated. You know, we lost Kobe this year. That's a fucked up start to 2020. You know, I just want to say happy birthday to him because I forgot. You know, speaking of Kobe Bryant, the fucking NBA, motherfuckers been walking off the court behind the Jacob Blake shooting. You know, a lot of motherfuckers is tired of this bullshit, man. Like, you know, it ain't gonna stop till we make them stop. Like, I get all the protests, motherfuckers walking off the court, motherfuckers with all the Black Lives Matter signs, and, you know, motherfuckers is fed up, motherfuckers frustrated. Like, niggas is tired of this shit. But, you know, at the end of the day, like, shit ain't gonna stop till we make it stop. You know, we gonna have to figure out a better means of, you know, getting motherfuckers to change the motherfucking way things is done. Like, we gonna have to start taking some of theirs, or, you know, I don't know. You know, I'm trying to say something without saying something. But y'all already know what it is, man. Sometimes you gotta fight fire with fire, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Another thing is, you know, in the news, something I've been seeing up and down my timeline. You know, Master P cutting off his ungrateful family members. You know, they having a big controversy with Master P. Like, you know, they had the No Limit Chronicles on BET. I ain't seen it yet in its entirety, but, you know, from what I've seen, the shit is dope, you know. Shout out to Ultimate Black Man Podcast and the Live, and the Diamond Lounge Podcast and the Live. You know, motherfucker gonna get up with y'all later on. But yeah, like I was tripping off the No Limit Chronicles, and just in the midst of that, you know, Master P been having a little controversy with Monica and his brother C Murder. You know, him and C Murder going back and forth about, you know, whether or not he was looking out for C Murder while C Murder was locked up, and, you know, C Murder writing books, you know, I guess bigging up his homeboys and kind of downing P. And P is looking at it like, nigga, you down to me, and I'm the motherfucker that's looking out for you while you locked up. You know, so it's kind of one of those little, it's one of them things, man, like, just family business and getting the information from third parties, and, you know, it's always three sides to every story: his, hers, and the truth. You know, so with this situation, it's just a fucked up thing to see on some real shit. Like, I'm not saying P right because I don't know. And I'm not saying that C Murder right, because I honestly don't know. Somebody just sent me a video of Soulja Slim's sister talking about how P is dishonest, and, you know, P is with that bullshit. But at the same time, like, man, I'm just looking at it from the outside looking in. You know, me being a bigger fan of P and not really knowing C Murder like that, like, I just got to go off of what P is saying. And basically what I'm going off of as far as what P is saying is, cutting off ungrateful family members, man, he ain't wrong for that. You know, like, a lot of us have family members in prison. A lot of us have friends in prison. A lot of us have family members that ain't doing as well as us. You know, like, I've had to be in this exact same situation. You know, I had a cousin that was locked up. And also at the same time, I had a homeboy that was locked up. And in these two situations, my homeboy is locked up. He's asking me for money. You know, when you locked up, a lot of times it's kind of hard for you to move and shake. So you need help from your family members and friends that's on the street. So as far as, like, my cousin that was locked up, I'll send this nigga $50 to $100. I'll send my homeboy $50 to $100. So while my cousin is locked up, I send this nigga the money. Within a week or two, he's asking for money again. On the flip side, I send my homeboy that same amount of money. I don't hear from this nigga for like maybe 2 or 3 months off the same amount of money. And it ain't that I'm not hearing from him because he's ignoring me, but I'm not hearing from him because he don't need nothing. He's like, nah, I'm good, cuz I don't even trip. You know, I'm hustling off this little bit of bread you gave me. So, you know, don't even trip. That was a cool lookout. That was more than enough. But my cousin is like chilling on me. Like my cousin is looking at me like I'm an ace in the fucking hole. Like, you know, I'm not completely 100% sure how it goes down in there, but you know, from what I hear, you know, off a little bit of money, my nigga, you could flip that shit 5 or 6 times. But my cousin was just looking at it like, shit, nigga, I know my cousin gonna look out for me, so I'm straight. You know, and having a relative like Master P, I could see his family getting like that. I could see a lot of motherfuckers getting like that. Like what the Diamond Lounge podcast said, entitlement. You know, a lot of times motherfuckers see that they got a family member or a friend or somebody close to them who makes it, who does very well financially, and they feel like, shit, nigga, we made it. And that ain't the motherfucking case all the time, my nigga. Like, a lot of what people do for you is out of the goodness of their heart. Like, nigga, even if we motherfucking related, I don't really owe you shit. You know, and that goes to parents, brothers, sisters, all that shit. Like, nigga, don't nobody owe you shit, especially when you a grown motherfucker. Only motherfuckers who I owe to be looking out for is my wife and kids. Like, it ain't up to me to take care of my brother. It ain't up to me to take care of my mom. It ain't up to me to take care of my sisters, cousins, and none of that shit. On some real shit, everything that I do out of the goodness of my heart. So for you to feel like you supposed to be getting looked out for, like I'm supposed to be carrying you, you on some bullshit. You know, so when I look at the whole situation with Master P and C Murder, it's like, nigga, if any of what P is saying is true, my nigga, I feel him. Because, you know, a lot of us are going through these situations. A lot of us have gone through these situations. A lot of us have had family members who felt like, nigga, we on cause he on. And that ain't the fucking case, nigga. You ain't write no raps. You ain't make no business deals, nigga. You ain't came up with nothing but, hey, cuz, let a nigga hold something. And it's like, nigga, a lot of times, like, a motherfucker don't mind looking out for a family member. A motherfucker don't mind looking out for a friend. But, nigga, it's like when you feel like a motherfucker just taking advantage of you, my nigga, moves gotta get made. Changes gotta get made. Cuts gotta get made. Like, you know, sometimes, you know, no matter how much you love a motherfucker, you gotta get rid of a motherfucker. You know, and this goes to the content of the show, my nigga. Setting the tone. You know, like in any situation, even with family, like, you know, I had like a running joke with motherfuckers in my family as far as like, man, if I ever hit the lottery, I'm gonna give you niggas $1 million and tell y'all to get the fuck out of my face forever. You know, I'm being funny, but a lot of truth is said in jest. You know, like, I just feel like in a situation like that where I come up real big, like let's just say, hypothetically, I got the biggest podcast on the fucking planet. I got fucking 5 million listeners, nigga. I got the big ass motherfucking Joe Rogan deal. My nigga, they done slid me like 100 million just to do podcasting and shit. Nigga, you already know you gonna have cousins you ain't never heard of hitting your line. Cuz, what's going on, man? I just saw your podcast, man. And motherfuckers gonna be putting their hand out. But, you know, like I said, nigga, you gotta set the tone. Like, nigga, look, yeah, I got a deal. Yeah, I got this extra bread. Yeah, this ain't for you, my nigga. This for me and mine. Anything that I do for you is out of the goodness of my heart. Anything that I do for you is because I got love for you. It ain't because I owe you, because I don't. Nigga, your ass ain't get on none of these microphones. Nigga, you didn't pay for this mixer. You ain't bought this laptop. Nigga, you ain't did none of this hard motherfucking work, nigga. So I don't owe you a motherfucking thing. Only motherfuckers who I owe something to is my immediate family. The motherfuckers that live behind my front door. Outside of that, everything that I do is out of the goodness of my heart. And this is something that I always tell motherfuckers. Be upfront about who you are and what you about, what you expect. You know, what you are offering. You know, because when situations arise like this, like it's a unique situation, I completely understand. But even when unique situations arise, my nigga, you gotta be upfront about what the fuck is going on and let the people surrounding you know what the fuck is going on. You know, even when you the motherfucker who getting the deal, you gotta let the motherfuckers who you making that deal with know what the fuck going on. This is what I expect from you. This is what you can expect from me. This is what I have to offer. This is my price. I'm not taking no lower than this. This is what the fuck I expect. I ain't going under this, and I ain't going over this. I'm not giving you no more effort than this. You know, you always got to set the tone. You got to express yourself effectively when you setting the tone. You got to let motherfuckers know, like, so there's no miscommunication. So there's no misunderstanding. This is what the fuck it is. This is what the fuck it's gonna be. You know, like with Master P and his family, like with a lot of us and a lot of our family. Nigga, when you get on and they see you get something, nigga, you gotta let they ass know quick and early. Because, you know, a lot of times, nigga, getting taken advantage of in situations is a fucking slippery slope. A lot of times this shit happens gradually. A lot of times this shit don't happen overnight. It's always, you know, your mama asks you for 50. Then she asks you for 100. You know, she see you getting a little bigger. She asks you for 200 or 300. You know, it's like you give motherfuckers a rope and they start becoming a fucking cowboy. You know, so you gotta be careful with your fucking benevolence. I did a whole episode on that shit. You know, but a lot of this shit goes to you setting the tone early. You letting motherfuckers know early, my nigga. I'm generous, nigga. I'm sweet, but I ain't motherfucking sucker. You know, I'll do what I can for you. I'll do what I can within reason. You know, I'm gonna look out for you because I got love for you, but I'm not finna be your sucker. I'm not finna bend over backwards for your motherfucking ass. I'm not finna give you nothing you don't fucking deserve. And I feel like Master P probably been, you know, looking out for motherfuckers for a nice long time. You know, in a situation like this, like, you know, again, back to something that I say on this show, like, you know, you don't really know motherfuckers till fucked up shit happens. You know, when there's controversy, you know, when there's adverse circumstances, when shit's fucked up, that's when you really realize who you fucking with. And that goes family, friends, business partners, associates, even enemies. Like when shit go real fucked up, that's when you know who your real ones are. That's how you know who fake. That's how you know who gonna stick with you. That's how you know who gonna dip out on you. You know, like I don't even look at negative shit negatively a lot of times. You know, I always say L's is lessons. I always say adverse circumstances are just tests. You know, just like with this motherfucking mixer. Like, man, nigga, I saw that fucking card fucked up. And I'm like, shit. You know, because if y'all been listening to this show for any amount of time, you know, months or some shit like that, a lot of y'all niggas know I done start off with all this equipment, these motherfucking headphones, this camera, this motherfucking laptop, this mixer, this microphone. Nigga, I started out in Ben Ready Studio. You know, Townhouse Media Studios, you know, shout out to the fucking super producer Ben Ready. You know, I started out doing my show in his studio. You know, and then from there, the quarantine happened. So I had to start doing these motherfuckers at home. And when I started doing these motherfuckers at home, it was unexpected. So I literally didn't have no equipment. Nigga, I was recording this shit literally on my phone with a set of earbuds into Facebook Live. I was uploading the Facebook Live video to YouTube and just cutting the audio and hoping for the best. You know, and over the course of a couple of months, I just been investing in myself. You know, I bought microphone. I bought a mixer and a laptop from him. So I got the laptop, mixer, bought microphones. He slid me a couple microphones, slid me a set of headphones. I got a set of headphones from my cousin. Then I just started buying more shit. Like I bought the Rodecaster. You know, I bought me a cool ass camera so my YouTube would look crispy. Like, I've been investing in myself. I've been working very hard to get all this shit, you know, tight. So I can have this content A1 for y'all. And now my mixer fucked up. And it's like, fuck. I don't want to go back to square one, but at the same time, you know, being in a fucked up circumstance, starting from fucked up circumstances, let me know that as fucked up as shit can go, I could still be dope while shit is fucked up. Like, fucked up shit ain't gonna stop nothing. Like, even though I'm recording this motherfucker later than I wanted to, because I do like to have the best quality possible, I'm not gonna let nothing stop a goddamn thing. Like, nigga, trust me, by next week, everything is gonna be as fly as it always is. If not right now, because honestly, like, I'm used to recording into my my Rodecaster and uploading that, but right now I'm recording into my laptop. So it's really an experimental situation right now, you know. But the game is always gonna be the game, whether the audio quality is 100% crispy or 75% crispy, 65 motherfucking 25. Long as you can hear what the fuck I'm saying, the game is always good. You know, so I just believe in myself and my ability to get this shit cracking even when shit is fucked up. You know, and this is me setting the tone with myself. You know, I always give myself little pep talks about shit, especially when shit is fucked up. Like, nigga, no matter what, this shit gonna be dope. Even if the shit sound fucked up, you saying dope shit. So, fuck what the video look like. Fuck what the audio sound like. Long as you saying the right shit, motherfuckers gonna keep on listening. And I move around like that. You know, I always set the tone in any motherfucking situation. You know, just like with all this shit. You know, I always say name your price and don't accept nothing under that. You know, and this goes with anything again. How motherfuckers talk to you. You know, like I talked about this shit last week, like with women and how men approach women. As a woman, you don't allow no nigga to talk to you any way that you don't fuck with. You know, a lot of women have a bad habit of, if they like the dude, allowing him to get away with some shit. Like, you won't let an ugly dude yell at you from across the street like, hey, come here, hey. You can like, man, if you don't get your ugly ass out of here. But if the motherfucker's attractive, you'll let that shit slide. You know, you gotta name your fucking price, and you shouldn't take no less than your price from no motherfucking body. Like, period. You know, you gotta let everybody know that this is what the fuck I'm about. This is what the fuck I expect. This is what the fuck I'm gonna accept. I'm not gonna accept no less from nobody. Whether I like you or not, I'm not gonna let you come at me no fucked up way. I'm not gonna let you speak to me no certain kind of way. I'm not gonna let you treat me no certain type of way. Men as well. When it come to females, my nigga, we let cute women get away with a lot of bullshit, and we gotta stop doing that. I don't give a fuck how cute you is. This is what the fuck I expect. This is what the fuck I got to offer, and that's the fuck it. Like, niggas need to quit going jumping over the moon for a motherfucker. And a lot of times the women that you doing all this extra dog shit for, they not really fucking with you like that. Because like I tell women all the time, the nigga that you allow to come and disrespect you is going to in turn look at you like you that motherfucker to disrespect. Because you didn't set the tone. Because you didn't let that motherfucker know what your price really was. You let a motherfucker, it's just like when, you know, when you selling something. If you let the customer come in and your price is $100. Your customer came in and said, look, man, I only got 50. You let the nigga slide for the 50. The next time this nigga come, do you really think he gonna come with that 100? Like, honestly, do you really think he gonna come with that 100? Next time he might, if he any kind of real nigga about it, he might come with like 75. Like, yeah, I know you let me slide for the 50, so I only got 75 this time. What about 75? A lot of times, nigga, you let a nigga slide off your 100 with the 50, he gonna go tell 3 other niggas he got it for the 50. Now everybody wanted for the 50 instead of the 100 that you was charging. Because when you name your price, you gotta be solid in your fucking price. If you say this shit is $100 and a nigga come at you with 50, even if you need that 50, dog, sometimes you just gotta take that L and be like, man, come back with that 100. I'm not gonna be able to allow you to short me like that. You know, and this goes to a lot of us black entrepreneurs. You know, a lot of us are small business owners. You know, shout out to the Q chat, you know, small business owner, entrepreneur. You know, when it comes to us entrepreneurs, a lot of times motherfuckers want to come and slide. Oh, man, you my homie. Let me get that motherfucker for 50. Let me get that motherfucker for 80, man. You know, I know you saying it's 100, but I'm your boy. Yeah, you my boy. And as my boy, you should support me and pay the full fucking price, my nigga. If you was really my friend, you wouldn't even be trying to short me like that. What type of friends are we really if you feel like it's cool to short me? But when you go to motherfucking Foot Locker, you don't short the nigga with them Nikes. You don't go in that motherfucker and say, man, I'm Jordan biggest fan, man. I know they 240, but let me get them for 180, man. I fuck with Michael Jordan. No, you don't do that shit. They say it's 240, you pay the fucking 240. When you go to McDonald's, the motherfuckers say the Whopper 275 or whatever the fuck that shit costs. Nigga, you don't say let me get that motherfucker for $2. You pay that fucking 275. When you go to the big corporations, you always pay the full price. But when you fucking with your homie, the nigga who you call your homie, your so-called friend, you want to get the short. You want to get the discount. You want that shit for the under. You know, and as the motherfucker who is selling something, we can't accept that shit, my nigga. Not even from our friends a lot of times, like my nigga. I love you like family, but dog, the price is $100. And we gotta move around like that. Like this is how we move forward in business. This is how we move forward in anything, my nigga. This is basic respect. You know, us as black people in general, my nigga, like we gotta stop accepting certain shit. We gotta start setting the tone with motherfuckers. We gotta start moving in respect. We gotta start moving with respect. We gotta respect ourselves enough to not accept certain stupid ass bullshit. You know, and we gotta move like that. Like, you know, back on my Republican shit, my nigga. We gotta stop accepting bullshit politically, my nigga. We gotta stop letting these candidates halfway campaign to us. We gotta stop allowing these motherfuckers to come in and the only thing they got to offer us is motherfucking compliments, dancing, and pandering. I don't give a fuck about your hot sauce. I don't give a fuck about your dancing. I don't care about your motherfucking playlist. I don't care what fucking sorority you was from. I don't give a fuck if you kicked it with Bill Clinton. I don't give a fuck if you was somebody fucking vice president. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. What do you have for me? You know, a lot of times in any fucking situation, any interaction, my nigga, we need to set our price. Our vote should have a price. How much is our vote worth, my nigga? When it comes to anything politically, my nigga, when it comes to anything, you gotta name your price. You know, price and value. You know, your price a lot of times has a lot to do with value. If you are throwing away something that has a high value, you don't value yourself. If you don't value your vote, you don't value yourself as a political entity, my nigga. You know, we keep giving away our motherfucking votes. Like, I understand everybody saying vote, get out and vote, get out and vote. Yeah, vote. But fuck, like, we gotta start voting based on what the fuck somebody has for us. We got to start voting strategically. Like, we really got to start looking at what our actual interest is and who has something for us. Otherwise, you voting for nothing. If you run out and vote uneducated, you wasting a fucking vote. If you gonna go vote against your fucking self, you are a waste of a vote. If you ain't gonna take the time to read that little paper and really look at what motherfuckers is running on and really trip off their platform, that's a waste of a fucking vote. You might as well not even vote. If you not gonna look at what these motherfuckers got to offer, man, don't vote. But on some real shit, man, like, the shit only makes sense. Like, we really gotta start naming our price in everything. You know, like when it comes to what you expect from people. You know, men, when you looking for a woman, you know, look for somebody who compliments you. And I don't mean compliment you by telling you you look great. I mean compliment you by being strong where you're weak at. You know, because I talked to homegirl from the Rosie Perspective podcast about this. You know, because she was saying that a lot of men are trying to say like they don't need a girlfriend in their life or they don't need a woman in their life. They could feed themselves and do all of that shit, so they don't need a woman. And yeah, you don't need a woman. Women, you don't need a man. This is common fucking sense. We all adults. We can feed ourselves. wipe our own ass, bathe ourselves, pay our own rent and bills and all that good old shit. But you also don't need your left leg. But you appreciate the support that you get from that motherfucker. So it's good to have a counterpart in anything, my nigga. Like, I appreciate the fuck out my wife. Yeah, I'll live if she wasn't here. But at the same time, my nigga, like, life is just 1000% easier with my wife around, my nigga. Like, she's a great mother. She's an excellent business person. She makes great decisions. Like, there's a lot of shit in my life that I'd rather just not do myself. So it's great to have somebody who's able to help me, who can, when I need another motherfucker to steer the ship for me real quick, she can steer the fucking ship and I trust her judgment. Like, that's when you need the opposite sex in your life. Like, that's what you should be looking for when you looking for somebody as far as the opposite sex. Like, nigga, you could find a fine bitch anywhere. Women, you could find a nigga with a big dick anywhere. Like, a lot of this superficial shit is easy to find. But you need to find a motherfucker who can compliment you. And like I said, as far as naming your fucking price, like, you gotta know what you want and you shouldn't accept nothing less than that. You should never settle for anything less than what the fuck you expect. Whatever the fuck it is that you feel like you deserve, you should go for that and you should accept no less. Like, I hear a lot of motherfuckers, women who say, oh, men say that I'm high maintenance and all this shit. Man, if you high maintenance, stay fucking high maintenance. Because that's what you expect. That's your fucking price. Your price may be high, but you gotta find a motherfucker willing to pay for it. Because that's how you value yourself. And it ain't nothing wrong with valuing yourself. You should value yourself highly. But I think I might have brought this up in my episode, price versus prestige. A lot of times when you feel like your price is too high and ain't no customers willing to pay that price, maybe you should look at the value of the product that you're putting forth. Like a lot of us have a high expectation for the opposite sex, on what we looking for as far as what we want the fucking opposite sex to offer us. Like I said, you shouldn't lower your expectations of what you looking for. But if you feeling like what you looking for ain't something that's coming towards you, maybe you should step your own game up so you can attract a motherfucker that's at the standard that you have. A lot of us, a lot of times we have a very high standard, and sometimes our standard is above what we are even able to attract. Like I used to see this meme all the time that said, like, I'm single and you gonna have to be fucking amazing to change that. And that should be true. That should be something that you believe. But at the same time, you gotta be fucking amazing yourself to attract an amazing motherfucker. So when you naming your fucking price, you gotta look at the value that you provide to acquire that price from a consumer. When you looking for the opposite sex, you gotta look at what you offering. Because I've had women, ask me, like, how do you think I can get with a man that got a job, know how to speak well, has his head screwed on straight, got his shit together, is a good father, good this, good that. You got to be a good motherfucker yourself. Because these people that got all these good qualities, they not looking for a bum ass motherfucker. You can't be a bum ass nigga looking for a Beyonce. You gotta look at what the fuck you got to offer in any situation. It's just like, you can't expect to go and apply and be the fucking CEO at fucking Microsoft and you don't know how to use a fucking computer. When you setting your price, when you setting your fucking standard, you also have to look at what you have to offer, in order to have somebody meet that fucking standard. And a lot of times, like, like it goes into self-respect. How much do you respect yourself? How much do you respect that price that you setting? Because that's when you're gonna end up having to take under what the fuck your price is. When you don't feel like you can meet the standard that you have for yourself. So you always gotta assess your demands You know, assess why your demands are what they are. You know, like, am I really worth what the fuck I'm charging? Is this product really worth what I'm charging for it? You know, can I really get with a motherfucker that's at this level? Do I really deserve a college educated man? You know, do I really deserve a college educated woman? Like, you know, I see sapiosexual in a lot of people's bios and shit. Like, you know, motherfuckers love to say they love fucking with an intelligent person. Yeah, that's cool, but not if you a dumb motherfucker. You know, not if you ain't read a book in 5 fucking years. Not if you only read when you're expected to, or when you have to, or when your job tells you to, or when your school tells you to. You know, a lot of motherfuckers, they don't consume no media that's intellectually stimulating. You can't say you a sapiosexual and you want to fuck with a nigga, but you watch Love and Hip Hop all day, and most of the things that you consume are some bullshit. Don't no intelligent motherfucker want to sit up here and talk to a person who's only a concrete thinker, who can't think abstract, who ain't got nothing hypothetical, no fly shit to talk about. All they could talk about is what's on TV and what another bitch got going on and dumb shit. You know, like you gotta look at yourself when you naming your price. You know, and when it comes to a lot of this shit, man, be purposeful in your actions. Be purposeful in your interactions. You know, always communicate everything very clearly, you know, to the other person and to yourself. You know, always be very purposeful in anything. You know, so you know everything that you're doing is for a reason. Your price is your price for a reason. And you should know the reason that your price is your price. Because every now and then you gonna have to express that to another motherfucker. You know, sometimes, you know, us as entrepreneurs, like, and I hate this shit, honestly. You know, when you trying to sell a motherfucker some shit and they asking you, why it cost so much? Why it cost so much? Man, why this motherfucker $30? Nigga, I can go down the street and get the motherfucker for $25. Well, go down the street and get the motherfucker for $25, my nigga. This a $30 one, my nigga. You know, a lot of motherfuckers gonna ask you why your price is your price. And you gotta know why your price is your price. You know, like me, I tell motherfuckers all the time, nigga, like when it comes to, say, a t-shirt, like, you know, shout out to Blade Wars, you know, this t-shirt that I got on right now. Like, you know, me, I got my own clothing line. I got a brand, 7 Saturdays. You know, when I named my price, when people ask me why my price is what my price is, a lot of times, nigga, even if you're not happy with the price, nigga, the price is the price for a reason. My personal reason that my price is my price, my nigga, is because, look, yeah, the hat $30. Yeah, it might have only cost me $5 to get the hat, maybe, you know, $7 or $8 to get the hat embroidered. So yeah, I might have only put $15 to give you a $30 hat. But the thing that you don't factor in the upcharge of that price is how much gas it took me to get to where I had to get. You know, the blood, sweat, and tears that it took for me to come up with the concept of the logo. You know, who I had to pay to draw up the logo. You know, all the footwork that it took for me to get this motherfucker here. Like, it ain't just the $12 that I put into the hat, my nigga. The work that I put in to make this hat what it is, to build this brand into what it is, for me to have this hat to sell to you, that shit is priceless, my nigga. So I could say this motherfucking hat for $200 motherfucking dollars if I wanted to, because that's the fucking value that I have on this motherfucker. Because y'all don't be asking why a fucking Gucci belt costs $400. You don't ask the motherfuckers how much that leather costs or how much that little fucking G logo costs. It might only cost fucking $7 to make a Gucci belt. But don't nobody question why they charge $400 for that motherfucker. You know, y'all motherfuckers don't never ask how much it costs for a motherfucker to make that pair of Jordans. You just pay that price. But us as entrepreneurs, a lot of times, you know, and this is something that, you know, outside of telling other motherfuckers, this is something that we have to tell ourselves. This is why my price is my price. This is why I'm not going to accept nothing under my price. Because I know the footwork that I had to put in to earn the price that I named. I had to do A, B, and motherfucking C to be this fly motherfucker that I am. So I'm not finna allow no motherfucker to yell A across the motherfucking street because I carry myself a certain way. I'm too motherfucking fly to accept any bullshit like that. You know, this is how I've always been with women. They would call me stuck up. They would say all type of bullshit about me. Oh, nigga, you acting light skinned. You think you fly because you light skinned. Bitch, I'd be fly if I was motherfucking the blackest of the black, the whitest of the white, pink, orange, red, brown, burgundy, motherfucking blue and green polka dots, motherfucker. I'm fly because I'm fly. I'm fly because of how I carry myself, nigga. You know how I'm self-educated, like my sense of humor, you know, the wisdom that I carry, you know, the research that I do to know what the fuck I'm talking about when I'm saying what the fuck I be saying. Like, I'm not no stupid ass nigga. I'm not no sorry ass nigga. So it ain't got nothing to do with my fucking looks. I named my fucking price a long time ago, and I'm not gonna accept nothing under that. Like, I'm purposeful in every motherfucking thing that I do. You know, I know why I'm like this. I know why y'all look like this. I know why y'all talk like this. You know, a lot of motherfuckers, you know, they not big fans of Ebonics and broken English and things of that nature. Me personally, I love this shit because this is the language of my people. You know, this is the language that I was born with. This is the language of the people who came before me. This is the language that we created, so I speak this way. Like, you know, you might call it, oh, it's ignorant and all that shit. Like, you know, motherfuckers think because you talk white, you talk better. Because you speak proper English, you speak better. Fuck all that. It's all about what you saying. Fuck how it gets said. Nigga, as long as you heard what the fuck I said, you knew what I said was some fly shit. No matter how I said it, whether I used profanity or not, whether I used proper English or not, whether I pronounced my E's and my R's, my INGs and all of that good bullshit. Nigga, you know what the fuck I said, and it was some fly shit. So I don't take nothing under my motherfucking price because I know what the fuck I got to offer. And this is how motherfuckers should walk around. This is the fucking tone you need to set in any motherfucking interaction, whether that be a conversation, a relationship, a job, a business situation, a motherfucking deal, or just you running up on a motherfucker bumping your shoulder in the fucking street, my nigga. You should always set the tone. You should always respect yourself enough to set a high price for yourself, and you should always have a high value on your product that you put forth, and your product be you. You are your product. You are your brand. What is your brand? Are you a motherfucking Mercedes or you a fucking Daewoo? You a Rolls Royce or a fucking Hyundai? You know, at the end of the day, my nigga, it's all up to you what you accept. You know, what your fucking price is. What your value is. You set all this shit. You know, and my favorite thing in all of this shit, you know, the biggest motherfucking level of leverage that you have in any negotiation is the ability to walk away. You know, this is a big thing when it comes to your value, your price. You know, like when I said with you setting your price and motherfuckers not being able to pay that price. Motherfuckers trying to lowball you on your price. You say it's $100 and them motherfuckers say 75. Sometimes you're going to have to let $75 walk the fuck out the door because that's not your fucking price. Your price is 100. You know, and this goes with a lot of shit. Like I talked about this shit on the Ultimate Black Man podcast. You know, when you dealing with a woman and she doesn't want to cooperate, she doesn't want to get with the program, she doesn't want to meet that price that you set for yourself, you gonna have to walk the fuck away. You gonna have to allow her to walk the fuck away. Even if she pretty. Even if she got a fat ass. Even if y'all get along well. Even if y'all have good conversation. If she can't meet your fucking requirements, you have to allow her to get the fuck out. If a motherfucker can't pay the price that you've set on your product, they gotta get the fuck out. You know, if a family member can't respect your space, can't respect your relationship, can't respect your fucking lifestyle, you gotta get them the fuck out. I know you love them, that's your family. But at the same time, nigga, if fucking with them is more stressful than not fucking with them, they gotta fucking go. And yes, it's gonna hurt to watch them walk away. When you sell a product, nigga, if you selling that motherfucker for $100, watching $75 walk out the door is gonna hurt. But it's gonna hurt even more if now you got 10,000 motherfuckers trying to buy $100 product for 75 because you compromised on your fucking price. You know, I believe in compromise in relationships. Yes, I believe in compromise. Me and my wife compromise all the motherfucking time. But there's just certain shit in life you gotta set the fucking tone on the shit that you're not gonna compromise on. Because you can also set the tone when it comes to compromising. You know, every store have a sale every now and then. You know, I'm not saying that you should never take something below your price, but nigga, when it come to big shit, no, your price is your fucking price. When it comes to how much a motherfucker gonna respect you, the price is the motherfucking price. That's not something that you should compromise on. You should never compromise on respect. You might be able to compromise on looks. Like, yeah, I wanted the dime piece. She like a 9.7. That's cool. You know, I wanted some triple D titties. She a C cup. That's cool. Like, you can compromise on some superficial shit. You can compromise on some small shit. You know, you can compromise with a repeat customer that has a good reputation of always paying full price. You know, every now and then, you know, you got that motherfucker that every time this nigga done came in, he done paid you full price. Now he wants some credit. You could let that motherfucker slide. You know, they got a good rapport with you. You know, you've created a good relationship with this motherfucker. They trustworthy and all that good shit. Yeah, you can compromise on that. But ain't nobody walking in the motherfucking door getting a homie deal. You know, and like I said, with big shit, nah, you don't play that. You know, with your flagship items, you don't play that. When it come to your respect, you don't play that. When it come to how motherfuckers talk to you, you don't play that. When it come to how motherfuckers treat you, you don't play that. You know, it's just like, you know, when you got a girlfriend or a wife, you not finna let your homeboys disrespect her in no form or fashion, my nigga. Day one, you gotta set the tone with motherfuckers. You know, it's just like when you go to prison and they tell you to sock the biggest nigga in the mouth. Once you walk on the yard, you gotta set the tone and let niggas know you ain't no punk motherfucker. You know, and this is just real fucking life when it comes to setting the tone, my nigga. You gotta know what the fuck you accepting. You can accept no less, and you always gotta know when to walk away. You know, you gotta know what that, okay, it's 100. So if they say 90 and they say no and they walk away, I can't be afraid to let a motherfucker walk away. You know, even if they say 95, my nigga, all right, man, I'll see you when you got that extra 5. Come back with that 100. And you just got to be able to do that. You know, this is self-respect. This is a big thing. It's self-respect. Naming your price, the main thing with your fucking price and being able to maintain what your price is your level of self-respect. You know, you got to respect yourself enough to take 100, 999, 998, 999.7, 100. Because Foot Locker, the price 100, they only taking 100. I ain't never in my fucking 37-year life seen a nigga walk out of fucking Foot Locker with a discount. I ain't never in my motherfucking life seen a motherfucker go in McDonald's and buy something for less than the fucking price on that little thing above homegirl with the little fucking visor on her head. Like, these major corporations, these motherfuckers have a reputation. These motherfuckers set their price. They not accepting nothing under that motherfucker. The price is the motherfucking price. And this is how you gotta move. Nigga, whatever the fuck you said you was gonna accept, whatever the fuck you said is what you expect. Whatever the fuck you said you had to offer, nigga, it is what the fuck it is. I'm not taking no less than that, my nigga. If I say ain't no woman, you ain't no woman gonna call me no bitch. There's no motherfucking way I'm gonna accept that, my nigga. As a woman, if you say ain't no nigga gonna call me a bitch, there's no way your ass should accept that. There's just some shit that should be motherfucking set in stone with you. Because when you go to motherfucking Foot Locker and all these places, them motherfucking prices set in stone, my nigga. It ain't no barter system at the mall. Them motherfuckers ain't gonna let you wheel and deal with they motherfucking price, nigga. They price is they price. And that's how you gotta move and everything, my nigga, because there's plenty of motherfucking fish in the sea. There's no woman you should be afraid to have walk out of your motherfucking life, especially in the beginning. You should never be afraid to lose no motherfucking girlfriend. Women, you should never be afraid to lose no motherfucking boyfriend. If that motherfucker can't respect you the way that you want to be respected, treat you how you want to be treated, talk to you how you want to be talked to, that motherfucker needs to go. Because trust me, you'll be able to find somebody who could provide all of that. Jobs as well. You know, there's plenty of jobs out there. There's a lot of motherfucking jobs in the same industry that you in that's paying what the fuck you getting paid. You know, you should never be afraid to leave the motherfucking job. You know, because at that point it becomes a plantation. That's when you become a motherfucking slave to anything. Anything you afraid to walk away from, you are a slave to that. So if you're afraid to lose a nigga, you're a slave to him. If you're afraid to lose a woman, you are a slave to her. If you are afraid to lose a job, you are a slave to that job. Anything you are afraid to walk away from, you are a slave to that. So keep that in mind when you are naming your price. You know, if you cannot accept the fact that sometimes you can walk away from some shit, you are a slave to that situation. You never want to be a slave to no motherfucking woman, no motherfucking man. So if them motherfuckers do anything that you do not want them to do, if they don't respect you like you should be respected, if they don't speak to you how you want to be spoken to, let them motherfuckers get the fuck out your face. Let them motherfuckers walk the fuck away. You know, because like I said, the ultimate form of leverage is the fucking ability to walk away from any situation. You know, and this is something that I've never been afraid of rejection. I've always been good with women because, like, I always treated they ass like they just another motherfucking woman. Yeah, you dope. Yeah, you fly and all that shit. But if you ain't with the fucking program, you can get the fuck out of here and I'll find somebody who is. Fine or not, fly or not, money or not, you can get the fuck out of here. Because I know what the fuck my value is. I got a price, and if you're not willing to pay that price, you get the fuck out. And that is what it is, no matter who the fuck it is. Like, nigga, when you name your price, nigga, you can't take nothing under that motherfucking price. The price is the motherfucking price. You know, when you have a level of respect for yourself, when you have a level of respect that you expect, you're not gonna take nothing under that, nigga. You're not gonna halfway respect me. You not finna talk to me no fucked up kind of way. You not finna come at me foul. You not finna disrespect my motherfucking intelligence because I don't accept that. If you can't get with the program, you gotta get the fuck out. Because there's plenty of motherfucking fish in the sea. When it comes to jobs, there's plenty of jobs. You know, industries, there's plenty of industries. Plenty of bitches, plenty of niggas, plenty of friends, plenty of every motherfucking thing. So you should never be afraid to lose a motherfucker. You should never be afraid to walk away because, you know, the re-up is going to be better. You know, I was giving advice to one of my homegirls, you know, recently about this shit. You know, she was fucking with a dude and, you know, the relationship became stagnant. You know, her price was this much communication. You know, and that nigga was coming low on the rent. You know, he wasn't communicating like he was supposed to. You know, so she was asking, you know, what should I do? I really like this dude, but, you know, the conversation is kind of falling off. You know, and like I told her, nigga, you know, when it comes to situations like that, like, you know, you got to match that nigga energy. If he leave, cool. If he don't leave, cool. But you should never be afraid to lose a motherfucker. You know, because at the end of the day, my nigga, if you lose dead weight, you gained that much more energy to keep the fuck pushing. Any motherfucker that's not down with your fucking program is dead weight. You know, so you should never be afraid to lose any motherfucker that's not living up to your fucking expectations of what the fuck you said you wanted out of any fucking thing. If you said you wanted a motherfucker that was gonna talk to you respectfully, treat you right, you know, give you compliments, do whatever the fuck you said that you wanted in any situation, relationship, or interaction, this is all what you want. If they not providing that, let them motherfuckers go. Let them motherfuckers make room for a motherfucker that's gonna fulfill all the shit that you want. Because that person is out there. Just like with products that you're selling. Customers that will pay that price are out there. You know, if you sell fucking belts for $20, my nigga, all you gotta remember is Gucci selling them shits for $400. So if a nigga say your belt costs too much, just remember, nigga, Gucci selling them motherfuckers for $400. So I know I gotta find somebody that's gonna pay 20 for this motherfucker. You know, no matter what the fuck your fucking price is, my nigga, there's always a customer, my nigga. You know, like they say, if you build it, they will come. You know, so whatever your fucking product is, my nigga, as long as you provide that product, there will be a consumer. You know, so as long as you know that there's always a consumer for a product, there's always a consumer willing to pay the price that you have set for your product. Just be realistic about the price that you set. Always remember what your value is so you can fucking price your shit close to the value. And you'll always find the right consumer for that product as long as the price and the value, you know, are reasonable. You know, because like I said, like you can't be no bum motherfucker looking for a Beyonce. But, you know, if you comparable to what the fuck your value is, even if it's not looking good, you know, I see a lot of motherfuckers, you know, 35, 40 still single because they can't find a motherfucker who they feel is on their level. And I always tell them, you literally better off single than settling. You know, because settling, you gonna resent a motherfucker, you gonna be stressing out over a motherfucker, and that shit bullshit. You better off just being a fucking player out this motherfucker than dealing with that bullshit. Fuck that. Nigga, your price is your motherfucking price. Even if you ain't found the fucking customer yet. Because, you know, when you look at a lot of fucking boutiques and shit, it's like, damn, it don't seem like it's nobody in there. But shit, when a motherfucker come in there, nigga, they spend big dollars. You know, so you always gonna recoup your initial investment. You know, but you can't never be afraid to let a motherfucking customer walk away when the customer ain't got enough money to fucking pay for the product. You know, but think I'm running a little long. I'm gonna drop the mic on that shit. This has been your host, Yung Dolemite, of the Too Much Game Podcast, live from the Boom Boom Room once again. If you would like to support us financially, it's patreon.com/Townhouse Media. Town, E, House Media. Support all the Townhouse Media podcasts. Seriously, Not Another Podcast. Friday nights, 9 p.m. They gonna be coming back real soon. Be on the lookout for that. Talk 30 Tuesdays, a Talk 30 podcast with just Nikki. Tuesdays, anytime, just be looking for them motherfuckers. Also on Tuesdays, the Sports For You podcast with Young Mark, John Watson, and Nick motherfucking Freeze. 6 p.m. on Tuesdays. They be live on that motherfucker, live on Facebook Live, and you know, just check them out on all streaming platforms. They podcast dope as shit. The No Rules podcast, Wednesdays, 5 p.m. Hump Days Never Be the Same with Ill Will and Young Mark. And of course, the Cat vs. Dog podcast, live on Sundays, 3 p.m. Pacific, live at 5 Houston time. Myself, Yung Dolemite, and CJ, Chelsea Perry, the fucking celebrity of Townhouse Media. And, you know, if you hear, you already know. The Too Much Game podcast. Thursdays. Just Thursdays, niggas. Might be early, might be late. Just know I'm getting cracking on Thursdays. I'm on all streaming platforms. Follow me on Instagram at Too Much Game Podcast. On Twitter at Yung Dolemite, YUNGDOLEMITE. That's my personal Twitter. I just got a Twitter for the podcast. Follow at Too Much Game Pod #1. You know, if y'all really fuck with me, man, share this shit on Instagram. They be trying to ban a nigga now, so you know, if y'all see I'm not on that motherfucker posting, man, post the podcast for me, my nigga. You know, look out for your boy if you really fuck with me. You know, check me out on YouTube. Like, comment, and subscribe. Go to YouTube, Too Much Game Podcast. You know, if you got a fucking Echo Dot, you know, say Alexa play Too Much Game Podcast, that motherfucker will get cracking on there. And yeah, I think that's it, y'all. I ain't here to help you get bitches. I'm here to help you get better. Too much game.